Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about last night's episode of Homeland. Oh my gosh, welcome back Homeland, welcome back. You guys know, if you've been watching my reviews this season, that I felt like the first probably 2 or 3 episodes of the season were so slow and just kind of crazy and not like the normal Homeland that I am used to. Last week at the end of the episode when we got the big cliffhanger, I was like, oh wait a minute, I think I might be seeing the return of my Homeland. And this week definitely solidified that Homeland is officially back. This week was crazy and thrilling and all kinds of good stuff. So at the end of the last week, we got that Carrie and Saul have been working this secret plan the whole time. And Carrie is a plant to basically draw out this Iranian guy, Juvadi, who is responsible for the bombing at the CIA. Saul does let Peter in on the plan, and I loved Peter's reaction to that. And even that moment when he tells Carrie, like, you were amazing, you know, I loved that. Is it just me, or are we feeling a little, like, tingle of possibly some sparks between the two of them? I've always thought that he was a little obsessed with her, so I'll be interested to kind of see where that goes. So this episode was called The Yoga Play, and I loved that whole bit of the episode. Jessica Brody goes to see Carrie, which of course is shocking, and is there because Dana's missing and she's really, really worried. Jessica tells her, like, look, I've got this gut feeling that Dana's in trouble. I need your help. And even though she's already in the middle of her own little operation, she decides to stray from the plan to help Jessica. So there's this whole bit where she fakes going to yoga class because of course she's being watched. And she ends up walking out the back door to go talk to this guy at the FBI who can help Jessica. So we see Dana and this boy, Leo, you know, they're on the road and we're gonna be here forever, blah, blah, blah. And they stop at a gas station while Dana's inside paying for the gas. There's a television playing in the background and she hears the news report about these 2 missing teenagers. And the news reporter gives details about why Leo was in the hospital and the whole deal with his brother being killed because of a suicide pact between the 2 of them. She just basically starts to wise up and the police show up because the 2 of them almost cause an accident and she ends up going back home. You guys know I'm annoyed by Dana most of the time, but I felt bad for her in this episode and the whole scene when she gets home and she just tells her mom, like, I'm okay, and she goes into her room and she just starts crying. I just felt really bad for her. You know, like this poor kid, she like can't catch a break. Back to Carrie though, because that was the best part of the episode. So we see this guy enter the country, right? And instantly I think to myself, this is the guy that Carrie's gonna meet with. Now, of course, she set her terms for the meeting, you know, it's just me and him, face to face, blah, blah, blah. But he's not going for that. He basically sends someone to her house at 3 a.m. to get her. They make her strip her clothes off and make sure she's not wearing bugs, and they take her to this house, and you get that this guy is going to interrogate her. This is not just gonna be like, you're gonna come and you're gonna answer some of my questions. No, he's going to get the information that he wants. When she gets to the house that he's got set up, it looks like he's got a lie detector set up. So I will be interested to see how Carrie deals with that. She doesn't seem like she's doing so well, even though we get, you know, that, you know, the whole thing has been the master plan between her and Saul. She's still not taking her meds and she's drinking. So that doesn't seem like a good combination for healing or for anything good for her. I thought it was so telling right at the end of the episode when Peter tells Saul, like, Carrie's gone, they've taken her, she's out there on her own. And Saul says, like, she's always been on her own, because that's so true. And it'll be interesting to see, you know, the battle of wills next week. Part of me feels like they're making her seem really weak and kind of fragile, and that she's gonna kick some ass next week. So I've got my fingers crossed that that happens. Let's talk about Saul, you guys, right? So Saul gets called to this meeting where he thinks that they're gonna tell him that the president is going to name him as the new director of the CIA. But instead, he meets this senator guy that we saw back towards the beginning of the season. We saw this guy, like, interrogating Carrie, and he was not a nice man. It turns out that Saul is really there, you know, so this guy can kind of, in an underhanded way, tell him that the president is going to appoint me as the new leader of the CIA, and I'm going to be changing things. You get that this guy doesn't know anything about intelligence, and it's just not a good move. But I loved Saul, you know, because he was so smooth in that moment when he realizes that he's really been invited there to get thrown under the bus. And they announce this guy to everybody, all of the, like, really important people that are at this weekend hunting trip, and everyone's clapping. And then Saul puts his 2 cents in, and in an underhanded way, he pretty much says, you're not ready. You are not ready to handle what's about to happen. and I've still got 2 weeks, so I'm gonna go do my job. It was a good episode. This is the Homeland that I'm used to, and I'm hoping that this season continues in this vein. We really have not seen a lot of Brody this season. Part of me wonders if they're not gonna kill him off. I really am feeling like that's gonna happen, but I would still like to see him before that happens. I mean, he's literally been in one episode this season so far, so I'm hoping we will see him again soon. Okay guys, as always, thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.